Good morning, motor cars. It is Friday, August 4th, and I am sporting a classic example of what happens when you switch barbers. Let's see, birthdays and anniversaries, neither this weekend, but I do have something I'd like to chat about. I heard an interesting TED Talk last week that I thought I would share some information with you about. The speaker does research on social trends and social conventions, specifically trust. She says that there is a major change happening worldwide regarding trust. Until this new century, most people trusted large-scale institutions, brands, banks, governments, religions, and so on. As a result of real or perceived corruption and abuse, trust in those institutions has almost completely disappeared, and the tendency is not to believe anything that they tell us. We've all become conspiracy theorists. Human beings are group animals, though. Our social structure and all of our economies are based on trust. We actually believe that money exists. It doesn't actually have any value of its own, but without that trust and that belief that our currencies have value, they're just pieces of paper. And we want to put our trust somewhere. What she found is that our trust is moved from institutions to individuals, but via an intermediary. In other words, we don't hire some random guy to drive us somewhere or offer our house up to complete strangers or date people whose names we don't know. Instead, we have trust brokers who provide access to accumulated information about the people that we may want to engage with. Trust brokers like Uber, Tinder, Airbnb, Angie's List, and so on. Users contribute information, you weigh it, look at a photo of the person, and make a decision whether or not to do business. In keeping with trying to stay on the edge of things, that might have direct application to our website. Maybe each service advisor, salesperson, and technician should have a way for customers to rate their experience with that person specifically. We already allow customer reviews, but what if it was a weighted scale for 2 or 3 key traits? And you could see that right underneath each person's picture and click through to read comments from other customers. Being in business has always meant being judged, but increasingly it's less about the brand and more about each individual customer's experience with each person that touches them. Each of us, in a very real way, is motor cars. At least as much of motor cars as each customer gets to see or hear or interact with. That's a big responsibility, but I have no doubt that we'll step up to it. Have a good weekend, motor cars.